Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Panther Den at United Township High School for Western Big Six Conference play as the Blue Devils at 3-2, 0-1 in the Western Big Six take on United Township 4-2 on the season, 0-1 in the conference. Pre-game show is brought to you by Zenda Robinson Stormer Cooks and Funeral Home in Quincy and Payson. Tim Kincher with you on this Friday evening. Alex Goff is alongside to film this game for QuincyJournal.com. If you have the capabilities, you can watch this game tonight on QuincyJournal.com and catch the audio broadcast as well. And hopefully you're out driving around, avoiding fires and any other things going on downtown, and listening to yours truly, Tim Kincher for Blue Devil Basketball. Matt Longo is on assignment yet again this evening. Matt will rejoin us next Friday evening for a home game. And I'll let you talk to Mr. Longo about that, how he avoided the road and he gets to go to home games. He's got a terrific schedule maker, let's just put it that way. UT, as I mentioned, comes in at 4-2. They lost their opening game of the season to Rockridge, 55-54 in overtime, then defeated Geneseo 62-55, blew out Rock Falls 74-44, took on a school from Chicago called Chicago Ag and Science, and I hope they're better in the classroom than they are in the basketball floor because UT defeated Ag and Science 87-34, and then UT defeated Davenport Central 49-40, and lost last week in their conference opener at Moline 68-54. Sophomore Bailey Basala had a big night for the Maroons as they defeated United Township. So the Panthers come in with a record of 4-2, 0-1 in the conference. Quincy coming off a double loss weekend last weekend, losing to Rock Island last Friday night at Blue Devil Gym in the conference opener, 63-55, then falling at Oswego last Saturday evening, 49-42. So we'll see how the Devils respond to that double loss weekend and see what they can do here on the road at the Panther Den taking on UT. UT is a very good ball club, have a lot of talent, and they may be getting some talent back. One of their players who was a transfer from a different school, in fact, he's gone to like 3 high schools already in his career. His name is Jerry Miles, 6'5", a junior, and he may be back for the Panthers this evening. He was suspended for violation of team rules and has not played yet this season. It was supposed to be a 5-game suspension, but as I mentioned, UT has already played 6 games, so we'll see if Mr. Miles is in fact on the floor tonight for United Township. If he is, he's a very talented player and could cause the Blue Devils some headaches here this evening. We're going to step aside for a 2-minute timeout here from our friends at Zenda Robinson Stormer Cooks and Funeral Home, and then hear the thoughts of the head coach Andy Douglas as the Blue Devils get set to take on United Township. We'll have more in 2 minutes here on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
Bah humbug. I don't care. You know what? If you want to see the latest style, you just want to see the Skechers golf shoe here at R&R Golf. This is spikeless, leather, and they're selling for $84.99 here at R&R Golf. Brand new on the market.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese in Quincy at 223-4623.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family. And that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
Around here, people matter, and relationships are built on trust. That's the way it is at Town & Country Bank. Real people who like things simple, honest, and done right. And our roots are right here, so we're truly local. If you already do business with us, then you know how good banking can be. And if you're not, well, maybe you should. Town & Country Bank. You'll like how we do business.
Part of the HNB Bank family.
Welcome back to the pregame show, everyone. It's the first conference road game for the Blue Devils. They're in the Panther Den to take on United Township. Tim Kincher, along with head coach Andy Douglas from Quincy and Coach, a double loss weekend last weekend after 3 wins over the Thanksgiving weekend. Early part of practice this week, focus more on Quincy or more on other things to get ready for tonight's game?
We did a little both, to be honest. I thought the first couple days, Monday and Tuesday, we got after it. A lot of energy Monday going into practice, and it showed us that guys were willing to accept that we're not quite where we need to be, and they still wanted to work at it. So really good practices Monday, Tuesday. A little drop off Wednesday, I thought, and then Thursday we cleaned it up a little bit. But I mean, we have to concentrate on us to start, but you also have to throw in what UT is going to do, and tomorrow morning we'll start thinking about the next team. But we're ready for an athletic game, an up and down game, an aggressive game. It's always aggressive when you're playing at UT anyway. So our guys, they're going to have to be strong tonight.
I noticed you brought up energy, and I thought that, and we talked about it a little bit on the postgame up in Oswego, you could really tell from your kids not only actions but body language. They just had no energy last week.
No, they didn't. And I thought, you hate to think it, but when you play a conference game like Rocky, the first one, and great fans and packed gym, a lot of energy and electricity in the atmosphere there, and then you go and about 100 fans in the stands, if that, and it was a little different for our guys. And we talked to them after the game. There's no excuses. I mean, we have to have somebody that's going to be the energy getter for us and keep us going. And I didn't think we had anybody step up when we really needed it in that game against Oswego.
And again, we talked about it a couple times already in this young season. When the ball goes in, it's amazing how kids react the rest of the floor.
It's amazing how much energy that gives you, and that's true. But our guys have to. I mean, we have to be the team that no matter what happens, mentally we have to be strong enough to do our job. And whether it's on the offensive end or defensive end, we have to be that type of team. We're not there yet, but I'm seeing signs of growth.
Is that one thing you've noticed through 5 games, that the defense hasn't necessarily created offense at the other end?
That's, it's happened, but it's happened sporadically, right. And we need it to be a more consistent. And I mean, we're going up against great offensive teams, so it's not like we're going to be able to just go get stops on command, but we have to have that energy and do what we call flock to the ball. I mean, we got to have hands on the ball if we want deflection, and that gives us an opportunity to get the ball out and run in transition. So it's something that we focused on a lot this year, and we focused it on a lot this week. So hopefully we can get that going tonight.
UT's kind of that combination of not only height, but they have athletic ability all around the court.
They do, and it comes from a lot of different people. I mean, they're a fairly deep team, a quick team, a strong team, and I think realistically, I think we match up decently with them. But it's got to be, again, the consistency of putting things together for 4 quarters. And tonight, really, I mean, we're going to really focus on getting the ball inside a little bit. Our post guys, we've really been hammering them on sprinting the set screens and sprinting to the block to post up. We have to have the ball go in the paint, whether they finish or they kick out. It has to go there, make the defense play honest. So that's going to be a key for us tonight. Can we get it there? Can we make some plays? And obviously defense is going to be a key. You've got to cover shooters. They got a lot of them. And keep the ball out of the middle. That's going to be one of our main focuses on the defensive end tonight.
In years past, I always used to say UT like to just throw the ball at the glass and go get it, and that's how they created offense. Same with this group.
A little bit. They're more efficient this year than in the past. Last year especially. So I mean, they can run some sets. They can run some guys for shots, and then they're great inside the lane. They lead the league in free throws attempted. So they're an aggressive team. They want to get it to the paint, and it's our guys' job to keep them out of it.
Like we said over Thanksgiving weekend, 1-1 looks a lot better in conference than 0-2, doesn't it?
It does, and our guys know that. And the good thing about tonight, I mean, you got 2 teams battling for it. It's going to come down to will. Who's going to be able to execute, and that's what conference play is about in playing any game. How can you execute on the offensive end and on the defensive end, and hopefully we can come out on top tonight.
Go get 'em.
Thanks a lot.
It's Coach Andy Douglas as Quincy gets set to take on United Township. We'll have more and the tip-off in just a few moments here on 103.9 The Fox.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
Let's say you got a golfer in the family and you just don't know what to get him. He's got bags, he's got shoes, he's got new clubs he just bought 2 weeks ago. He's just went in there, just bought a pull card note yesterday. But I know he likes golf, and I just don't know.
When Scott and I purchased these 2 rocking chairs, our intention was to rock together on our porch in our old age. But when Scott was diagnosed with cancer, our lives drastically changed. When discussing Scott's final wishes, we decided the best choice was Hanson Spear Funeral Home. We liked the home-like setting, and we knew we could trust the Spear family to honor our wishes with a personalized video and the Bible Scott used daily. Hanson Spear even arranged a special time for our granddaughters who were having a difficult time. They took care of everything.
At United Township High School in East Moline, Illinois. Tim Kinship with you on this Friday evening. Once again, United Township 4-2 on the season, 0-1 in the conference, losing last week to Moline. Quincy 3-2 on the season, 0-1 in the Western Big Six, losing last Friday night to Rock Island. Just to back up some numbers, I should say, what Coach Douglas was talking about in the pregame show. United Township shoots under 42% from the field. They shoot 31% from three-point land, average 25 rebounds per ball game, and are averaging right now almost 66 points per game and only giving up 47. Meanwhile, Quincy on the season shooting 41% from the field, but opponents are shooting the ball at a 49% clip, which is not very good. You have to look at field goal defense and see if a team is succeeding on that end of the floor, and when the opposition is shooting close to 50%, that's a pretty good indicator that maybe want to turn it up a notch or two at the defensive end of the floor. So 49% for the opposition shooting against Quincy. Blue Devils shooting 38% from three-point land. Their opponents are shooting close to 33%. Blue Devils are out rebounding their opponents by about 6.5 per ball game, 30.5 to 24. Quincy has turned it over 79 times this season, which is close to 16 turnovers per ball game. They are forcing 19 turnovers a game, 95 turnovers for the season. So Quincy is a +3 in the turnover battle. And then in points per game, Quincy averaging just under 53 points per game and giving up 49. So the Blue Devils are +3.5 points per ball game. And I guess that's pretty much would be the norm if you're a 3-2 ball club, to have about a +3 point differential on the season. So we'll see how things go. As Coach Douglas mentioned, UT has been to the free throw line 125 times on the season, and they are shooting 65% from the free throw stripe. Quincy on the season, 36 of 72 from the free throw line at 50%. So it would be nice to see if the Blue Devils could get to the line tonight and knock down some free throws and give themselves a chance to get a road conference victory here tonight at the Panther Den. So it's Quincy and United Township doing battle in week 2 of conference play. The other conference games tonight are Rock Island taking on Rock Island Alleman, and that should be ugly. I hate to say that about the Pioneers, but Rock Island should win that game handily. And then Galesburg taking on Moline. That'll be a very interesting score to check in on as the night progresses, and Galesburg coming to Quincy next Friday night for week 3 of conference play. They are honoring one of the United Township students here before the ball game, as they do before every home game at United Township High School, and then we'll have the national anthem and then the announcement of the starting lineup. So that's what we are up to here at the Panther Den, and we'll see how things go here for Quincy in their first conference road game of the season. Back on the road tomorrow night for the Blue Devils as they will head to the state capitol to take on the Springfield Senators. Springfield 3-3 on the season. They have a conference game on the road tonight over in Decatur. I believe they take on Decatur MacArthur tonight to do the Springfield Senators. So Springfield 3-3 on the season, and they have 6'9" post player Obadiah Church. He's a very good post player, and they also have a very quick guard in Isaiah Nelson. So Springfield's going to be a handful tomorrow night. That's an early start time on a Saturday evening, 6:30 the scheduled tip-off, so we'll be on the air just past 6 o'clock for the pregame show tomorrow night at Springfield High School. So that's what we have going on the next 2 nights for the Quincy Blue Devils. 2 more home games before the Collinsville tournament next weekend with Galesburg and Monmouth Roseville coming to Blue Devil Gym. So we are about to step aside for the national anthem and the starting lineups here at the Panther Den. So we'll step aside for 2 minutes and come back with the tip of this game between Quincy and United Township here on 103.9 The Fox.
Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway, and together we'll review your insurance needs.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese in Quincy at 223-4623.
Bah humbug! I don't care. You know what? If you want to see the latest style, you just want to see the Skechers golf shoe here at R&R Golf. This is spikeless, leather, and they're selling for $84.99 here at R&R Golf. Brand new on the market. Let's say you got a golfer in the family and you just don't know what to get him. He's got bags, he's got shoes, he's got new clubs he just bought 2 weeks ago. He's just went in there, just bought a pull card note yesterday. But I know he likes golf, and I just don't know what to get. So here, I got a perfect solution for you. It's called a gift certificate. We can make the gift certificate any denomination that you want, and it's always good here at R&R Golf.
Panther Den at United Township High School for this conference game between UT and Quincy. UT comes in with a record of 4-2. Quincy comes in with a record of 3-2. Both teams 0-1 in the conference. Here's the starting lineup first for the Panthers, who are about to be introduced out onto the floor. Deontay Walker, 5'8" sophomore, averaging 7.5 points and 1.5 rebounds per ball game. Jacob Meskey, a 6'2" junior, averaging just under 10 points and 2 rebounds per ball game. Lamont Mitchell, 6'5" senior, averaging close to 15 points and 5.5 rebounds per ball game. Grant Webb, a 5'11" senior, averaging just under 5 points and 2 rebounds per ball game. And Nate Zinke, a 6'6" senior, getting the start, 2 points and just under 2 rebounds per ball game. Walker, Meskey, Mitchell, Webb, and Zinke, the 5 starters for Coach Mark Polite. In his 7th season at United Township, he is second in the coaching term length in the conference now that Sean Taylor has moved on to Jacksonville. It's Polite right behind Tom Siegel for the longevity side of things in coaching in the conference. Lincoln Elby gets the start for Quincy, of course, 5'9" senior, averaging 13 points and 3 rebounds per ball game. Reagan Tenhouse back in the starting lineup, averaging close to 10 points and 7 rebounds per ball game. Cameron Gay, 5'9" junior, 6.5 points and 2 rebounds per ball game. Jacob Jobe, 6'3" junior, averaging close to 9 points and close to 3 rebounds per ball game. And Parker Bland, 6'4" sophomore, averaging close to 6 points and 7.5 rebounds per ball game. So here we go with the tip-off of tonight's Western Big Six Conference game. It's Mitchell versus Bland, and Mitchell wins the tip into the backcourt. Bringing it up will be Deontay Walker. Excuse me, it is Deontay Walker, but I think that's a 10. It looks like an 11 from here. He gets it to Mitchell on the wing, who gets it to Meskey. Meskey tries to drive, cut off by the Blue Devil zone. Mesky goes along the baseline to Mitchell, goes up strong and scores off the glass. Lamont Mitchell gets the first basket of the ballgame. It's 2-0 UT. Quickly the other way, Quincy crosses the timeline as they take on a 1-2-2 zone of UT. Elby looking for a pass, and he floats a pass left wing to Cameron Gay. Further on the wing to Tenhouse, back up the sideline to Gay. One dribble back to Tenhouse in the corner. Tenhouse will go up the sideline to Cameron Gay. Bounce pass, right wing to Elby. Back to Cameron Gay, left wing. Three on the way, Cameron Gay. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound all UT, but they save it inbounds. A nice play by Lamont Mitchell to get it to Grant Webb, who gets it to Deontay Walker. 2-0 UT leads, and they have the ball as we near the 1 minute played mark. Webb with it, far corner, up the sideline to Walker, cross court to Mesky. Mesky takes a look at the double zone, goes right wing to Walker. He fires a right wing three. It's off the back of the iron, no good. And Tenhouse had the weak side rebound, but lost it, but they say off of UT, back to the Blue Devils. No pressure from UT. They drop back into a half-court zone, and Elby will walk it up the middle of the floor. 2-0, Panthers lead it. Elby crosses the timeline, looks over the UT defense. Goes right wing to Tenhouse. Tenhouse double team on the far sideline in front of the UT bench. Tenhouse goes to Jacob Jobe, top the key. Tried to make a drive, gets it to Gay. Gay steps around defender, gets it to Tenhouse. Tenhouse with a baseline drive. Wanted to pass it out front, but it's deflected and stolen by Grant Webb. Webb in transition takes it right wing, bounce pass to Mitchell. Mitchell stops at the block, tried to go underneath the Zinke, threw it away, and Gay has it for Quincy. Cameron Gay, middle of the floor, gets tripped by inadvertent sneaker, and now it's a transition play for UT, but then Lamont Mitchell traveled with it. Cameron Gay got around one defender, and as he really started to accelerate, he inadvertently stepped on somebody's shoe and fell to the floor, lost control of the dribble, and UT went the other way, but Quincy bailed out by Mitchell traveling as he tried to gather steam to go to the basket hard. So 2-0, UT leads. We played almost 2 minutes of this game. Jobe goes top of the key to Bland as UT goes man-to-man here. Cameron Gay takes it towards the right wing, gets it to Tenhouse. Tenhouse, top of the key to Lincoln Elby between the circles. Elby backs up and sets up the offense. Calls out play two. Elby gets a screen from Bland, gets cut off by Zinke. Elby will now continue on towards the basket, tries to float a pass to the sideline. Gay comes away with a deflection. Cameron Gay driving on Walker, lost the dribble for a moment, shovels it to Parker Bland between the circles. Bland wants to get it to a point guard, can't. Bland will take off dribbling now on Zinke. Goes on the wing to Tenhouse, left wing. Tenhouse looking for a dribble drive, gets cut off by Mitchell. Tenhouse will shovel it to Jacob Jobe. Top the key three on the way. Off the iron, no good. Long rebound to the corner, corralled by Walker for UT. He dribbles between two defenders, and a reaching foul called on Quincy. Call a foul on Cameron Gay, his first, team's first. 2-0, UT leads. We've played 2.5 minutes of this first quarter. Walker takes the pass in backcourt and has yet to cross the timeline, now does against the Quincy zone. Has it right wing, does Deontay Walker. In the corner now, Mesky will fire a three that's long, no good. Tenhouse had the weak side rebound for a moment, lost it momentarily, but Elby comes away with it. Lincoln Elby in transition. Has it left wing. Now takes it top the key, goes right wing to Jacob Jobe. Back middle of the floor, Lincoln Elby doubles reset the offense. Trailing 2-0. Elby spins around, gets a screen from Tenhouse. Now comes back left wing to Cameron Gay. Gay tried to dribble to the middle of the floor and lost it, but then the defender for UT lost it on the sideline, so it's still Quincy ball. And Mike Dade's going to check in. He'll replace Cameron Gay. Mike Dade wearing number 5 tonight. And he enters the game, and no one stops the game to say, hey, he's in the book wrong. So we're ahead of the game from last week, folks. Jobe will inbound it into backcourt to Lincoln Elby. Played more than 3 minutes. It's a 2-0 UT lead. Sub in for the Panthers. We'll pick that up here in just a moment. Bland catches high post, gets it to Dade left wing. Dade started to the middle of the floor, now fans back to the wing. Cut off by Walker. Dade gets it to Tenhouse along the baseline. He drives, gets cut off, floats it up top to Mike Dade, off his fingertips into the backcourt. It's a turnover on Quincy. 2 turnovers on the Blue Devils, 2 on UT. And that's Panther ball at the end of the Quincy bench. Alec Austin has checked in for the Panthers, a 5'8 junior, averaging just under 5 points per ball game. He replaced Grant Webb. Walker takes the inbounds pass, brings it to the right wing against the double zone. Deontay Walker dribbling at the volleyball line, goes on the wing to Austin, cross-court floater to Mesky. Mesky catches left side of the offense, takes a look, drives, gets cut off by Jobe, splits the defense to Zinke, who gets it to Walker, who penetrates, gets it, and now Mitchell will fire a baseline shot that's in. And that's a three for Lamont Mitchell. So Lamont Mitchell has all 5 points in the game. 5-0 UT leads. 4 minutes left to go first quarter. Tenhouse has it. Bounce pass high post to Bland. Bland turns, drives on Zinke. Stops, goes up and underneath, and what do we have? A travel or a foul? It looks like it's a foul on Nate Zinke. It is. Zinke's first, team's first. Parker Bland at the line to shoot 2. Bland, 45% on the season, 9 out of 20. Looking to score Quincy's first points of the game at the 3:57 mark. First free throw, good. Taylor Lopez checks in for UT. He replaces Nate Zinke. Lopez, a 6'2 junior. Bland misses on the second free throw. Rebound, Jobe had it momentarily, but Mitchell takes it away. So 5-1, UT leads. Quincy with three-quarter court pressure. Mitchell will help out Walker in backcourt. And Jobe will kick that ball away. And it will be UT ball at the end of their bench near midcourt. 5-1 UT leads, 3:46 left to go first quarter. Walker takes the inbounds pass from Mitchell. Walker starts towards midcourt, stops. Diagonal pass across the timeline to Austin. To Meske. Meske will drive from the top of the key, go up with the left hand, and it won't go down for him. 10 outside the weak side rebound for Quincy, hands it off to Lincoln Elby. Elby speeds towards right wing. Elby hesitates, now tries to drive, now backs up. Top of the key, 10 outs. Gets it to Mike Dade, left side of the top of the key. Dade gets a screen, wants to drive, splits a couple of defenders, takes it to the corner. Now back up top, Lincoln Elby. 23-footer Lincoln Elby, bingo. Deep three, Lincoln Elby. First field goal of the game for the Blue Devils. Makes it a 5-4 UT lead. Mitchell and Walker in the backcourt. Walker stops, shovels it to Mitchell. Now across the timeline, a pass to Austin. High post Meske, works it weak side to Walker. Walker got cut off, shovels it to Meske at the volleyball line. Meske will bring it right wing to Walker. Walker takes a look at the Blue Devil defense, goes right corner to Meske. Meske, one dribble, has his pass deflected, it still finds Mitchell. He whips it left wing to Austin. Austin, cross court to Walker. Working on Dade. Walker goes between the circles to Mitchell, left wing Meske. Meske gets around Elby, got away with a grab to Lincoln Elby. Now Walker has it right side of the top of the key. Walker back left wing to Mitchell, further on the wing to Meske. Ball fake, tried to penetrate, got cut off. Now Walker has it, shovels it to Austin. His three is on the way, off the rim, no good. Weak side rebound, Lincoln Elby for Quincy. Elby starts down the far sideline, hesitates, now drives. Back pass to Jacob Jobe. Deep three right wing, Jacob Jobe, off the front of the rim, no good. And the rebound belongs to Taylor Lopez for UT. Walker has it in transition right wing, but he just slows it down. 2:10 left to go first quarter, 5-4, Panthers lead it. Walker directing traffic as he dribbles. Want to go cross court, can't, goes down the sideline to Meske. He whips it mid-post to Lopez, couldn't handle it, but it finds Mitchell underneath. His shovel shot no good. Lopez with the offensive board. His putback no good. Rebound tip, and Bland will snatch it away for Quincy. Quick outlet to Dade near sideline. Mike Dade will take it all the way to the hoop, and his shot blocked from behind, but a foul called. Mike Dade split one defender, saw the other defender setting up for the charge, so he threw up kind of a floater, and the shot was blocked from behind, and the foul called on that shot blocker, and that was Taylor Lopez, his first, team second. Mike Dade at the line. 5 of 11 from the stripe, and he hits the first free throw. So Quincy ties it 5-5. Lamont Mitchell has all 5 Panther points. Couple of subs in for Quincy. Second free throw by Dade, nothing but twine. So Quincy takes their first lead of the game at 6-5 with 1:48 left to go in the first quarter. Mitchell with a bounce pass to Nathan Hurt. Back to Mitchell, far sideline. Made a nice catch on the pass. Gets around Elby, does Mitchell. Shovels it back to Hurt. Now right wing, it's Lopez. He goes, tried to go to the top of the key, and it's stolen away by Lincoln Elby. Through traffic, Elby with the finger roll, and he hits it. Lincoln Elby with a nice finger roll in traffic, and Quincy has an 8-5 lead. 1:20 left to go, first quarter. Hurt with it near the timeline. Floats the pass to Meske. Meske will pivot back towards the jump circle, get it back to Hurt right wing, back middle of the floor to Meske. Now it's Hurt. Back to Meske. Meske on a dribble drive. Gets cut off, gets it to Hurt. Left wing now Mitchell. Hill sides up a three, and it's off the back iron, no good. Long rebound is deflected, out of bounds off of UT. Cameron Gay, Clayton Wyrather checked in on that free throw attempt by Mike Dade. They join Cameron Gay, Lincoln Elby, and Mike Dade. 8-5, Blue Devils lead it, under a minute to play first quarter. Elby spins, gets a pick from Wyrather, top of the key. Elby stops, gets to Cameron Gay, now left wing Reagan Tenhouse. Tenhouse, top of the key, Elby, left all alone for a top of the key three, and he buries another. Lincoln Elby with 8 first quarter points. It's 11-5, Quincy leads it, an 11-5, an 11-0 run here. so far to end the first quarter. Mitchell still in backcourt. Bounce pass cross court to Hurt. Hurt crosses the timeline down the sideline to Austin. Double teamed on the sideline. Gets around 10 outs and a nickel dime. No, they're going to say he stepped on the sideline. 4 turnovers on UT. 31 seconds left first quarter. It's at 11-5 Blue Devil lead. Grant Webb checks back in for the Panthers. Nate Zinke does as well for UT. Quincy will try and hold for the final shot here. 23 seconds left to go first quarter. Blue Devils lead 11-5. Elby guarded by Webb. Gets rid of it to Cameron Gay. Right back to Lincoln Elby. 15 seconds left. Now to Mike Dade. Right side of the jump circle. Elby bodies up on Webb. Takes the pass from Dade. 9 on the clock. Quincy needs to go. Right wing pass to Mike Dade. Dade gets a pick from Wyrather. Splits 2 defenders. Loses control of it on the floor. And traveling called on Mike Dade. Good idea by Dade. But as soon as he splits the 2 defenders, he just couldn't keep the dribble alive, lost it, went to the floor, and moved his pivot foot. 2 seconds left to go in the quarter. Quincy leads 11-5. Inbound pass to Hurt. Back to Mitchell. 3-quarter court shot is wide right. We played 8 minutes. Quincy leads United Township 11-5. Back in 1 minute with the second quarter on 103.9 to Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family. And that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
On an 11-0 run, which of course means that UT started the quarter on a 5-0 run. Quincy didn't score their first point till there was 3:57 left to go in that first quarter. Blue Devils looking to inbound, and they throw it back near the UT basket to Lincoln Elby. It's Elby, Cameron Gay, Jacob Jobe, Parker Bland, and Clayton Wyrather on the floor for the Blue Devils. Jobe catches right wing, takes it top of the key, gets it back to Lincoln Elby, who goes down the baseline to Parker Bland. Bland will go top of the key to Jobe, left alone for a 3, sets his feet, fires and hits. Jacob Jobe's first basket of the game is a 3. It's a 14-point run for the Blue Devils. They lead 14-5. Deontay Walker back in for UT. Has it in backcourt. Trying to get it over. Jobe does so to Lamont Mitchell. Mitchell will make a diagonal pass to Webb, who makes a bounce pass weak side to Walker, who will rise from 17 feet and miss it. Jobe has the rebound on the run for Quincy. 2-on-1 for the Blue Devils. Jobe will pull up with a right-hand runner. It's off the rim, no good. Bland misses the putback. Tips up another putback, missed it. Out of bounds. No, it's saved off a Wyrather out of bounds by Webb. UT ball. Parker Bland with 2 point-blank putbacks, but neither one would go down. And a nice adjustment by Jacob Jobe to put up a right-handed runner, his offhand, and that almost went down. So 3 good looks for the Blue Devils, but basket wouldn't go, but Quincy still leads 14-5. Zinke catches far sideline, double teamed, gets it to Webb, who's tried to pass it through traffic, and it's off a foot, and that should not have been a kick. That pass hit the defender's foot. There wasn't really a distinct kicking motion. If there was, it was settled, but the officials stopped play. It's UT ball. Underneath their own basket along the baseline. Bounce pass into Mitchell. He turns, gets it to Meskey, who rises from 15 feet. It's short, and Jobe has the rebound for Quincy. Up the sideline to Lincoln Elby. Elby gets to Cameron Gay near wing. Gay on a dribble drive. Had his pass deflected. No, they say he threw it out of bounds. Turnover to UT. 4 turnovers on Quincy, 4 on UT. 6:54 left to go, second quarter, 14-5 Blue Devils lead it. Penthouse will check in next dead ball for the Blue Devils. Walker right wing to Webb. Webb double team. Back pass to Walker near sideline. Walker will back it up toward midcourt, reset the offense. Walker gets it in the corner to Webb, mid-post to Mitchell. Turns, finds Meskey. Ball fake, can't free himself up for the shot, gets to Walker. Walker can't penetrate, backs it up to the volleyball line, right side. Further on the wing, Webb. Middle of the floor now, Walker, left wing Mitchell. Top of the key, Walker. Shovels it right wing to Meskey. Ball fake, penetrate, rise for a baseline jumper, and he hits it. Jacob Meske with his first basket of the game. It ends the Blue Devil 14-point run, but the Devils have still doubled up UT 14-7. 6:08 left to go first half. Albee has it left wing. Bounce pass high post. Wyrather. Wyrather catches, shovels it down the sideline off the hand of Gay, out of bounds to UT. 2 straight turnovers on the Blue Devils. Tenhouse and Carson Gay will check in for Quincy. Wyrather and Cameron Gay will sit down for Quincy. 6 minutes to go first half. Quincy leads 14-7. Walker has it near sideline. Quincy with three-quarter court pressure. Mitchell has it in backcourt. Left wing. Cross-court bounce pass to Walker. He'll get it across the timeline. Double team there. Walker looking for an outlet. Shovels it, and it finds Mitchell. Mitchell, middle of the floor. Goes on the baseline to Meske. Meske will drive around Bland. Throw up the shot. No good. Charging foul on Jake Meske. His first, team's third. Parker Bland drew the charge. Three team fouls, I should say, on UT. Meske with a foul. Lopez with a foul. Zinke with a foul. Cameron Gay has the only Quincy foul of the game. 14-7. Blue Devils lead it. 5:42 left to go first half. Tenhouse inbounds to Albee. Carson Gay, Parker Bland, Jake Jobe on the floor for Quincy. Albee crosses the timeline as UT switches back to his zone. Cross-court pass is thrown out of bounds. Carson Gay tried a cross-court pass that Albee was pinched in trying to catch, and he couldn't do so. And it's 3 straight turnovers for the Blue Devils, 6 in the game. Isaiah Sims checks in for UT. He played pretty well in the sophomore game, which UT won by the final of 49-43. Sims' pass is deflected, still finds Deontay Walker. He gets to Webb. Webb drives baseline, finds Zinke. Zinke rises from 15 feet, short, and the rebound battle comes away to Deontay Walker. He'll back it up to right wing. Spin, rise with a fadeaway jumper that goes off the glass and spun out. Long rebound tip to Meske. Meske will go rise from 14 feet, no good. Rebound controlled by no one. It's loose on the floor. Tenhouse has it, and he makes a pass off of Meske out of bounds. It should be to Quincy, and it is. Good hustle by both ball clubs. Nobody could corral the ball, and I don't know how that shot by UT didn't go down. It went off the glass and looked like it was 3/4 of the way down and didn't go in. So Blue Devil ball, they turn it over the last 3 trips, but still lead 14-7. Cross-court pass finds Lincoln Albee right wing. Albee will float a pass to Carson Gay. Gay will try and penetrate, gets cut off, backs it up, and gets it left wing to Jobe. Jobe thought about going cross-court, goes to Gay, right back to Jobe, left alone for a 3, and he hits it. Jake Jobe with 2 threes in the quarter. Quincy leads it 17-7. 4:20 left to go, second quarter. Sims catches the pass in backcourt. Almost traveled with it, gets it cross-court to Walker. Walker shovels it to Zinke. Zinke goes middle of the floor to Meske. Meske uses an arm bar to get around Jobe, but Jobe kept him off. Now Webb has it in the paint, tried to pass it, and another kicking violation on the Blue Devil defense. And again, I don't think that ball was kicked. That time there was a motion, but I don't think the ball ever got to the foot. Lamont Mitchell will check in. He'll replace Sims. Walker will inbound along the baseline. Goes right corner to Meske. Meske, couple of dribbles, tried to drive, got cut off. Goes in the corner to Mitchell. Mitchell will drive to the block, put it up off the glass, no good. And Bland has the rebound for Quincy. Hands it off to Lincoln Albee. Albee on the run, but 2-on-4, not in Quincy's favor. Albee picks up his dribble, gets it to Jobe. Right back Lincoln Albee, right sideline in front of the UT bench. Albee will walk it to the middle of the floor. Float a pass cross court to Carson Gay. Gay, ball above his head. Goes high post to Tenhouse. Went off a leg, and it goes right to Lamont Mitchell. Mitchell will be grabbed by Quincy. I believe it'll be Carson Gay. It is. So Quincy has 7 turnovers. Carson Gay picks up the personal, his first, team second. The Gay twins own the 2 Quincy fouls. Blue Devils have turned it over, I think, 4 out of their last 5 trips, but they hit a 3 in between there. 17-7 Quincy leads, 3:37 left to go in the first half. Ball deflected out of bounds by Quincy, and Deontay Walker will try and inbound from the same spot along the baseline to the left. He gets it into Mitchell. Mitchell tried to take it to the free throw lane, got cut off, backs up, hands it off to Walker, and the Panthers will reset, trailing 17-7. Walker dribbles towards the far sideline. Still has it on the dribble. Gets it middle of the floor to Mitchell. Mitchell will dribble towards the right wing, get a screen, use that screen to penetrate, then kick it out to Walker. His left wing 3 is good. High arcing shot by Deontay Walker. His 3 goes down. His first back of the game. It's a 17-10 Quincy lead. 3:08 left to go, first half. Albee to Gay. Gay will dribble once, get it to 10 outs, left wing. 10 outs, one dribble over the top to Carson Gay. Gay, not sure where to go. Takes a couple of dribbles, wanted to go cross court, couldn't. Comes back left wing to 10 outs, quickly to Carson Gay. Bounce pass to Lincoln Elby. Ball fake. Elby over the top, finds Jake Jobe. Up the sideline to Lincoln Elby, right side of the offense. Floats past to Carson Gay. Wide open three, Carson Gay left wing. Off the rim, no good. Long rebound will come to 10 outs. It gets to Elby. 22-footer, top of the key, bingo. Lincoln Elby with 11 points, 3 threes. It's a 20-10 Quincy lead. Walker to Mitchell. Far sideline, stopped short of midcourt. Still in the backcourt, UT. Walker dribbles it across, shovels it down the sideline to Webb. Webb will spin, get trapped in the corner, and a reaching foul call on Reagan Tenhouse. Tenhouse's first foul, 13 foul on Quincy. Each team has 3 team fouls. Aaron Shute makes his first varsity appearance. He and Mike Dade check in for Quincy. They join Lincoln Elby, Parker Bland, and Reagan Tenhouse. Ball on the sideline for UT. Panthers trail 20-10. Inbounds pass comes to Mitchell. Between the circles to Grant Webb. Webb will yo-yo the ball. Now go right wing to Walker. Deontay Walker has it. Now left wing to Webb. Webb will penetrate, kick it to Walker. Walker steps around one defender, gets cut off. Tried to go high post. The pass is deflected. It's loose and is picked up by Aaron Shute. Shute corrals the turnover for Quincy. And the Blue Devils come down with Lincoln Elby on the wing. Gets it to 10 outs. Dribble drive to the baseline, cut off. Turns, fires it to Aaron Shute. Shute has it. Goes right wing to Dade. Cross court pass, Lincoln Elby. Deep three, Lincoln Elby is short. Long rebound comes to Meske for UT. And a nickel dime reach on to Reagan Tenhouse. Tenhouse got a little greedy there. Reached in, got called for the foul. His second, team's fourth. Lincoln Elby just about a foot too far out here on the near wing when he let that three go. Quincy leads it 20-10, a minute 45 left to go in the first half. Walker takes the bounce pass in backcourt. Shute at the top of the 1-2-2 press for Quincy. Walker goes cross court to Mitchell. Mitchell hasn't, oh boy, he almost walked to the midcourt stripe, but threw a pass somewhere in his walk. Walker over the top finds Meske. Head and shoulder fake, doesn't free himself for a shot. Whips it left wing to Mitchell. Mitchell, ball fake. Nobody moves, so he goes to Meske. Right wing now to Walker. Walker falls down, trying to go around the corner and turns it over to Quincy. 6 turnovers on UT, 7 on Quincy. Walker was hell-bent to drive baseline, and when he tried to turn the corner, he lost his footing and dribbled it right out of bounds. Timeout, UT. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Quincy leads it 20-10. A minute 21 left to go in this first half. Quincy trailed 5-0 midway through the first quarter. An 11-5 run by the Blue Devils to close out the first quarter gave Quincy that 6-point lead after 8 minutes. And now Quincy leads it 20-10. See what the Blue Devils want to do here after UT calls the timeout. A minute 21 left to go in the half. UT has the possession arrow pointing their way, so we'll see if Quincy tries to hold for the final shot of the half or whether they'll be a little more aggressive here. It's Bland, Tenhouse, Aaron Shute, Lincoln Elby, and Mike Dade on the floor for Quincy. And the Panthers break their huddle with Mitchell, Webb, Meske, Zinke, and Deontay Walker. No pressure in backcourt from UT. They're going to wait for the Devils to get the midcourt. UT sets up their zone. Elby will walk it up the middle of the floor. 20-10, Quincy leads. Elby met by Webb at the jump circle. Bounce pass to Dade. Right back to Elby, middle of the floor. Looks like Quincy will hold for the final shot of the half if possible. Dade slips the screen, takes it between the circles. Bounce pass Lincoln Elby, right side of the offense. Now Shute will come out and help Elby. Shute has it left wing. Middle of the floor now to Dade. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Quincy leads 20-10. Elby catches at the jump circle, guarded by Walker. Elby wanted to go right. Started right, now starts his dribble. Gets a screen, takes off towards the basket. Back pass to Bland up the sideline to Dade out front. Now Elby has it right wing. Had a pass, but decides to hold on to it wisely. Middle of the floor, pass to Dade. Mike Dade with a ball fake. Wanted to go back to Elby, couldn't. Dade fans towards the sideline, gets it to Aaron Shute. 30 on the second quarter clock. Quincy leads 20-10. Dade catches, gets it right back to Elby at the jump circle. Shute started right. Now we'll go to the left sideline. Elby working on Meske. Elby tries to penetrate behind the back dribble, now backs up. Elby has it, gets it to Shute with 12 on the clock. Back to Elby. Elby sees Coach Douglas say go. Dade catches far sideline. Now to Elby. Elby steps around the defender, goes middle of the paint. 10 ounce goes up strong and got hacked with 2 seconds left. So the Blue Devils worked the clock to perfection there, and a great pass on the drive. I believe Lincoln Elby drove baseline and found 10 ounce, and 10 ounce went up strong. And the foul was called. Foul was called on Grant Webb, his first, team's fourth. 10 ounce at the line, shooting 2. Free throw in the air, good. 10 ounce is now 11 out of 16 for the season. 21-10, Blue Devils lead it. Wyrather will check in for 10 house if 10 house can make the free throw. And he does not. Rebound long, picked up by Mitchell. Mitchell from three-quarter court. This one's more on line, and it's off the glass. No good. And the buzzer never went off, and the clock says 7/10 of a second. But they're going to say that time expired, and both teams head to the locker room. So 21-10, Quincy leads UT at the half. Quincy led it 11-5 at the end of 8 minutes, lead it 21-10 at the end of 16 minutes. Back in 2 minutes, and we'll pass along halftime scoring here as Quincy leads United Township 21-10 on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Andy Douglas became the head coach of the Quincy High Blue Devils, he wanted a fresh start and a new look, starting with the locker room. The first place he called was Landmarks. You're looking at the finished product. Wall picks, logos, inspirational quotes, and even window treatments. Each application was custom designed and installed by Landmarks right here in Quincy.
The window treatments are one of my favorite parts. They got kind of the wood feel. We're able to see out and see what's going on in the locker room, and the players can't see in, so that's kind of a special thing. But it has one of our favorite quotes on it: the image of one projects the image of all. It's a quote that we use with our program, our players. But again, it's a great addition to our locker room. It adds a lot of spice to it.
Wall picks, screen printing, embroidering, vehicle wraps. Let Landmarks give your home or office or locker room a fresh new look. Landmarks, make your mark. Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway, and together we'll review your insurance needs.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese in Quincy at 223-4623.
When Scott and I purchased these 2 rocking chairs, our intention was to rock together on our porch in our old age. But when Scott was diagnosed with cancer, our lives drastically changed. When discussing Scott's final wishes, we decided the best choice was Hanson Spear Funeral Home. We liked the home-like setting, and we knew we could trust the Spear family to honor our wishes with a personalized video and the Bible Scott used daily. Hanson Spear even arranged a special time for our granddaughters who were having a difficult time. They took care of everything.
United Township 21-10. UT with 5 points in each quarter. Quincy won the first quarter 11-5. Blue Devils win the second quarter 10-5. Only 3 players have scored for UT. Lamont Mitchell had all 5 first quarter points. Then in the second quarter, Deontay Walker hit a 3, and Jacob Meskey had a 2-pointer. That's all the scoring that UT had. 5 from Mitchell, a 3 from Walker, and a basket from Meskey for the United Township total of 10 points. Lincoln Elby leads the Quincy attack with 11 points, 3 threes, and 1 2-point basket. Reagan Tenhouse with a free throw. Jacob Jobe with 2 threes, 6 points. Parker Bland 1 out of 2 from the line. And Mike Dade with 2 free throws for the Quincy total of 21. 21-10, Quincy leads it after leading 11-5 at the end of the first quarter. Quincy fell behind 5-0. Blue Devils then got that free throw from Parker Bland with under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter, but the Blue Devils outscore UT 11-5 the rest of that quarter, then hit a 3 on the first possession of the second quarter. Turned out to be a 14-0 run for the Blue Devils. That really got Quincy back into the ball game, and Quincy leads it 21-10 at the half. Blue Devils will take on Springfield tomorrow night. That will be a 6:30 scheduled tip-off. We'll have a pregame show for you just past 6 o'clock. A very talented Senator squad, 3-3 on the season. They have a conference game tonight over in Decatur. I believe it's Decatur MacArthur that Springfield's playing tonight. So we'll see Obadiah Church, 6'9" post player for Springfield. He loves the block shots. Loves it. So Quincy's interior will be tested tomorrow night. And also Isaiah Nelson, a very quick guard for Springfield, who had an older brother who was a handful to try and guard and play against for the Senators. Very good players, that Nelson family. And for whatever reason, that gym over at Springfield High has been somewhere that no matter what Blue Devil team it is, how highly touted it is, or what you can say about the Blue Devil basketball team through the years, they walk into that gym at Springfield High and bad things happen to Quincy. So we'll see if the Blue Devils can get a victory there tomorrow night. I believe Quincy stole one, not the last time the Blue Devils were there, but the time before that, where the Blue Devils looked down and out and made a furious run at the end of the ball game to steal one from Springfield. I believe not last year, the last trip to Springfield by Quincy, but the trip before that. So hopefully the Blue Devils can mimic that effort and maybe steal a victory tomorrow night against Springfield High. Then it's back home for the next weekend, taking on Galesburg in conference play a week from tonight, and then hosting the Titans at Monmouth Roseville a week from tomorrow night. And then Christmas comes and the Collinsville tournament begins. We'll find out the pairings for the Collinsville tournament on Monday afternoon. They have the meeting Sunday down in Collinsville, and the pairings are released on Monday, so we'll have those for you next Friday night if you don't hear about it through the news as the week progresses. And also, next weekend, I believe, is when we find out where Quincy goes for the regional, although I don't think there's much mystery about that. But I believe the host sites are disclosed for the regional sometime this week, and you'd have to imagine it'll be somewhere in the Metro East area for Quincy, either Granite City or Alton, and possibly Edwardsville, that will host the regional this year, as Quincy hosted it last year. So we'll find that out, and we'll have the pairings for the Collinsville tournament when we speak to you next Friday night from Blue Devil Gym when Galesburg is in town. But right now, Quincy leads United Township by the score of 21-10. Quincy leads by double digits, yet turned it over on 4 out of 5 possessions. But to the credit of the Blue Devils, their defense really didn't give in at the other end. UT has been struggling with their offense, and Quincy has extended their 1-2-2 zone tonight. Jacob Job proving to be more of a pest at the front of the zone than he has the last couple of games, and he's really making UT work hard for shots, and right now those shots won't go down. But that's the good news. Shots not going down for UT, and Quincy leads 21-10. The bad news is Blue Devils has 16 more minutes left to continue to work on the defensive end and get shots to drop on the offensive end. So we'll see what happens in the second half of this ball game, but right now Quincy leading United Township by the score of 21-10, and the Blue Devils did all that damage going into the student body of UT. At least that end of the floor is where the student body is for UT. So Quincy will be shooting at the opposite end, so it'll be a lot easier for the Blue Devils to run their offense, one would think. Quincy leads at 21-10 at the half. Back with the second half in 2.5 minutes here on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
Let's say you got a golfer in the family and you just don't know what to get him. He's got bags, he's got shoes, he's got new clubs he just bought 2 weeks ago. He's just went in there, just bought a pull card note yesterday. But you're like, I know he likes golf, and I just don't know what to get. So here, I got a perfect solution for you. It's called a gift certificate. We can make the gift certificate any denomination that you want, and it's always good here at R&R Golf.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family. And that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese in Quincy at 223-4623.
Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway, and together we'll review your insurance needs.
Already back in action here at United Township High School. Panthers had the ball for the first possession. They worked it down to Lamont Mitchell down on the blocks, and Mitchell missed the fadeaway jumper. Quincy got the rebound and then a foul when Quincy tried to break out in transition. Foul called on Grant Webb, his second personal, first foul of the second half. So Quincy leads at 21-10. We've played just over 20 seconds of this third quarter. They always stop the clock here at UT and get it to zeros and get the games restarted. Bland has it high post, works it right wing to Elby, who goes down to Tenhouse, who lost it, and it's off Tenhouse out of bounds to United Township. Tenhouse thought a UT player knocked it out of bounds. The official did not see it that way. So 8 turnovers on Quincy, and UT has it, working against this three-quarter court Blue Devil pressure. Mitchell traveled with it. Couldn't decide what pass to throw, trying to get it around Jacob Job, and just kept dragging feet until the official called the travel. So an exchange of turnovers. We played 39 seconds of the third quarter, and Quincy leads at 21-10. Tim Kinshriff with you on this Friday evening from East Moline, Illinois. Lincoln Elby catches in backcourt. They're going to double team Elby, get the ball out of his hands. He finds Tenhouse top of the key, gets it left wing to Gay. Cameron Gay on a dribble drive. Shoveled his way through, got it to Bland, goes up strong left wing, left basket, I should say, and missed it. Zinke has the rebound for UT. Another point-blank shot for Parker Bland. He couldn't get it to go down. That one was a little tougher than the rebound at putbacks he missed. Mitchell with a wild pass that's tracked down by Webb. Webb gets it to Walker. He's cut off along the sidelines, but still finds Grant Webb. Webb spins, trying to get away from Jake Job, does so. Shovels it right wing to Meskey. Meskey with a ball fake gets to Mitchell. He'll line up a deep three from the sideline and hit it. Lamont Mitchell has 8 points. His first points since the first quarter, but Quincy quickly the other way. They get a basket. Cameron Gay gets the hoop for the Blue Devils. So the Blue Devils got the ball in the basket and race down court and lead at 23-13. 6:23 left to go, third quarter. Walker with it, far sideline. Brings it middle of the floor. Gets around Job, has it left sideline. Stops, goes back middle of the floor to Lamont Mitchell. Mitchell has 8 of the Panther 13 points. Meskey catches far sideline. Pass deflected, it still finds Mitchell. Mitchell over the top cross court to Walker. Left side of the floor, just inside the sideline, Walker. Bounce pass middle of the floor, Mitchell. Mitchell takes a look at the Quincy defense, gets a screen. Hop, skip, and a fire at the rim, no good. Rebound tipped and controlled by Parker Bland. Bland gets it to Lincoln Elby. Elby far sideline now, takes it middle of the floor. Right wing Cameron Gay gets it to Tenhouse, down on the block. Tenhouse gets around his defender, shovels it to Job. On the wing, fires the three, short. Rebound belongs to Mitchell. Actually, he shielded players enough that it's corralled by UT. They get it to Deontay Walker. Walker splits 2 defenders, gets it to Mitchell, rises for another three, hits another three. Mitchell with 2 3-point baskets here in the second half. It's a 23-16 Quincy lead. Then a shot blocked by UT, but the rebound comes to Quincy. Cameron Gay with a right wing three that's too strong, and Meskey has the weak side rebound for UT. Quincy leads at 23-16, but Lamont Mitchell hot. Now Bland deflects the pass out of bounds as they tried to hit Mitchell on the near wing. Aaron Shute will check in. He'll replace Jacob Job. Deontay Walker will check out. He's replaced by Nathan Hurt. Meskey will inbound near sideline by the UT student body. It's 23-16. Quincy leads by 7. 5:05 left to go, third quarter. Mitchell, who's hit 2 threes in this quarter, will rise for another right wing three. It's too strong. Long rebound comes to Lincoln Elby for Quincy. Elby in traffic, stumbles a bit, but corrals the dribble. Splits 2 defenders, does Lincoln Elby. Out of control, the pass knocked out of bounds by Grant Webb. Alec Austin will check in. He joins Grant Webb, Lamont Mitchell, Nate Zinke. And Nathan Hurt. Gay through the inbounds pass, gets the return pass. Now Bland has it on the wing. Parker Bland gets to Lincoln Elby. Elby with a ball fake, tries to penetrate top of the key, gets cut off by Webb. Tenhouse now has the ball. Out in front of the Blue Devil offense. Quincy leads 23-16. Shoot catches far away. Dribbles up the sideline looking for a cutting lane. Can't. Gets it to Elby at the jump circle. Elby protecting the ball from Grant Webb. Webb reaching in, but no foul called. Elby spins away from the defender, has it right wing. Runs the pick and roll with Tenhouse. Shot blocked out of bounds by Zinke, who got a lot of arm, but no foul called. And Coach Douglas cannot believe no foul was called. Tenhouse spun around the defender, thought he had position on Zinke underneath, but Zinke at 6'6" was able to block the shot out of bounds, and no foul called. Bland will inbound it for Quincy, and an illegal screen called on. No, they're going to call a hold on UT. That's a makeup call. They're going to call the foul on Grant Webb for a hold, his third personal. Second team foul on the Panthers. The other official even thought it was an illegal screen. And now, after UT tried to inbound it, they blow the whistle, and they're going to have Quincy inbound it. Quincy will go with their box set on the baseline inbounds play. Bland takes the ball from the official. Gets it out front to Tenhouse. Tenhouse wanted to go back to Bland, but turns and gets to Elby. The Devils reset their half-court offense, leading 23-16. Shoot catches right wing. Back to Elby out front. 4:10 left to go, third quarter. Quincy leads 23-16. Elby trying to shake Grant Webb. Finally does so. Throws it back to Tenhouse. 17-footer Reagan Tenhouse. Off the rim, no good. Long rebound to the corner is corralled by Webb for UT. Webb under pressure from Lincoln Elby, and Elby with a cheap foul in backcourt. Elby's first, team's first here in the second half. Mike Dade in, Cameron Gay out for Quincy. 23-16, Quincy leads it. Just past the midway point of this third quarter. Only 2 points in the quarter for Quincy, 6 for UT, both threes by Lamont Mitchell. Walker gets away with a travel, gets it to Austin. He'll rise for a 17-footer. It rattles out. Mitchell has the weak side rebound. Dribbles to the corner, shovels it to Walker. Left wing three on the way. Rims out. Long rebound is tipped and controlled by Zinke for UT. Gets it to Walker, now to Mitchell. Wing three on the way is short. And it's grabbed by Bland along the baseline. Double teamed and hacked at and fouled by Nate Zinke. Zinke picks up his second foul. Third team foul on UT. 3:30 left to go, third quarter. Quincy leads at 23-16. Wyrather in, Bland out for Quincy. It's Shoot, Elby, Dade, Wyrather, and Tenhouse on the floor for the Blue Devils. Elby will be double teamed in backcourt, goes over the top to Dade. Dade will penetrate top of the key, kick it right wing to Shoot. Aaron Shoot rises and misses a three. Weak side rebound, Wyrather. Wyrather goes up strong, missed it, but got fouled by Lamont Mitchell. Mitchell can't believe they called a foul on him. His first, Mitchell's first that is. Fourth team foul on UT, and Clayton Wyrather will go to the line and shoot his first varsity free throw. 23-16, Quincy leads. Only 2 points in the quarter for the Blue Devils. Wyrather's free throw, good. Line drive, but it got over the rim. Taylor Lopez and Nate Hurt check in for UT. Wyrather's second free throw after he made the first is on the way. And it almost banked in, but it's no good, and a rebounding foul on Quincy. Wyrather called for the foul after he missed the free throw. His first, second team foul. 24-16, Quincy leads. 3:13 left to go, third quarter. Lopez across the timeline to Zinke. Cross-court pass deflected, still finds Walker. Quickly on the wing to Hurt. Hurt floats a pass out to Walker. Cross-court now to Lopez. High post Zinke. Turns, faces, goes opposite to Walker. Gets around defender, takes to the hoop. Circus layup is up and in for Deontay Walker. 5 points for Walker. 6-point Quincy lead at 24-18. Elby floats a pass to Shoot. Down the sideline, 10 outs inside the three-point arc. Back on the wing to shoot. Middle of the floor, Elby. Ball fake, penetrate. Get along the baseline, 10 outs. Goes up strong right side of the basket. Overshot it, no good. 10 outs, overshot the two-footer because of the presence of Zinke. Now a pass deflected. It's back tapped and finds the player for UT at midcourt, who is Nathan Hurt. He has it now left wing. Thinks about a deep three. Instead goes back to Deontay Walker. Right side of the offense, Walker. Gets it to Austin. High post pass deflected. Zinke tips it to Walker. 17-footer on the way is good. Point-blank range for Walker. He's had 2 baskets the last 2 trips. And go look now. It's a 4-point Quincy lead at 24-20. Shoot, catches, right sideline, takes it middle of the floor, gets it to Lincoln Elby. 3-point quarter for the Blue Devils, 10-point quarter for UT. Dade gets it high post to Wyrather, who fumbles the pass, gets it to Elby. Elby gets it middle of the floor to Dade. Dade holds up 2 fingers. Dade gets around his defender, rises from 15 feet, no good, wide right. Zinke tips it to Austin. 24-20, Quincy leads. But UT has the ball, and they've scored their last 2 possessions. High post, Zinke catches, turns spaces, goes high-low. Shot put up by Lopez, no good. He got fouled on the play by Quincy. And they call it on Lincoln Elby. Elby's second, team's third. So UT has really settled down against this 1-2-2 zone defense of Quincy. And they're getting the ball in the middle of the floor, turning and doing damage as Lopez makes the free throw, his first point of the game. Lopez came in shooting 78% from the floor. So what was an 11-point halftime lead is now 3 for Quincy. 24-21, Quincy leads. 98 seconds left third quarter. Jacob Joe back in, as is Cameron Gay. Lopez's free throw, too strong. Rebound, fought for, it's loose and picked up by Walker for UT. Walker has it on left wing, loses his balance, shovels it to Meske. Meske gets it back to Walker. Now Mitchell in the corner with it. Fires a diagonal pass to find Meske near midcourt. Meske gets around defender. Stops. Goes right sideline to Austin. Back middle of the floor, Meske. He lines up a deep 3 that's short. And Bland will have the rebound for Quincy. Bland in traffic. Trying to find a guard. Hands it off to Elby. Elby warding off the defender. Takes it all the way to the hoop. Tried to pass it to Wyrather, and it's stolen away by Austin. UT in transition. Spin move by Meske gets the student body fired up. Lopez with the ball fake, gets it to Mitchell, gets around Wyrather. His shovel layup will not dance home. Rebound tipped to the corner, out of bounds. They say off Gay. Mitchell tipped it off Gay, according to the officials. 57 seconds left, third quarter. Quincy leads 24-21. Walker with it. Joe trying to keep him on this side of the floor. Meske has it on the wing now. He penetrates, rises from 15. No good. Weak side rebound. Elby splits 2 defenders, gets the B round, and gets fouled by Alec Austin. And then Lopez tried to steal it from Lincoln Elby. And Elby's looking at him saying, what are you trying to do? Austin picks up his first foul. 5th team foul. 10 house in, Wyrather out for Quincy. Austin checks out for UT. Things are getting a little chippy, especially at the guard play, and the official comes over and talks to Lincoln Elby. Elby's trying to tell the official, hey, he's grabbing my jersey. Now he talks to both players. Walker is putting a forearm in Lincoln Elby's chest, and Elby's just trying to ward him off. And the official came over and talked to Lincoln Elby about it first. Gay catches the pass from Elby, works it down to 10 house, left wing. Now to Gay, middle of the floor to Lincoln Elby. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Quincy leads 24-21, but only a 3-point quarter for Quincy here in the third quarter. Elby picks up his dribble. Right wing to Bland. Goes back to Elby. Give and go. Elby with the layup, and he hits it. Nice cut to the basket by Lincoln Elby. He has 13 points. It's a 26-21 Quincy lead. 20 seconds left third quarter. Mitchell in backcourt. Cross court to Walker. They sub across the timeline. A floating pass finds Mitchell. Mitchell takes off to the basket, gets it to Lopez. Lopez to the basket, puts it up, no good. Put back, no good. Rebound, Bland for Quincy. Gets to Elby with 6 on the clock. Elby crosses the timeline with 4. Shovels it to Joe. Ball fake, rises. Baseline jumper on the way, too strong. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Quincy ball to start the fourth quarter. Blue Devils lead UT 26-21. Back for the fourth quarter in 1 minute. 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Andy Douglas became the head coach of the Quincy High Blue Devils, he wanted a fresh start and a new look. starting with a locker room. The first place he called was Landmarks. You're looking at the finished product. Wall picks, logos, inspirational quotes, and even window treatments. Each application was custom designed and installed by Landmarks right here in Quincy.
The window treatments are one of my favorite parts. They got kind of the wood feel. We're able to see out and see what's going on in the locker room, and the players can't see in, so that's kind of a special thing. But it has one of our favorite quotes on it, the image of one projects the image of all. It's a quote that we use with our program, our players. But again, it's a great addition to our locker room. It adds a lot of spice to it.
Wall picks, screen printing, embroidering, vehicle wraps. Let Landmarks give your home or office or locker room a fresh new look. Landmarks, make your mark.
Ball with the Blue Devils leading UT 26-21 on this Friday night at the Panther Den in East Moline, Illinois. Tim Kinship with you. 5 starters on the floor for Quincy. Job fires it in backcourt to Lincoln Elby. Cameron Gay, Reagan Tenhouse, Parker Bland on the floor. Elby double teamed and throws it away. Zinke grabs the ball before it gets out of bounds, then throws it in backcourt, and it's knocked out of bounds by Jacob Meske. So a couple of good hustle plays, but Zinke got the turnover and then didn't know who to throw it to and threw it blindly in the backcourt, and it went out of bounds after Meske beat Job to it. Meske knocked it out of bounds, Quincy ball. So a near turnover, or actually a turnover, but then turned right back over by UT. Here's Tenhouse, gets it high post to Bland. Bland turns, wants to take it out to the basket, can't. Tenhouse takes it on the wing, hands it off to Lincoln Elby. Deep right wing three, Lincoln Elby off the front of the rim, no good. Gay goes high, gets the rebound. Quick little shovel shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Grant Webb for UT. He takes off in transition, and a little push foul called on Jacob Job. Webb was out of control, and there was the slightest contact at mid-floor, and Job called for the foul, I believe. Jacob Job picks up his first personal, 4th team foul. So UT will inbound it at mid-court near sideline. 26-21, Quincy leads. 35 seconds have been played in the 4th quarter. Mitchell catches near sideline. Bounce pass middle of the floor to Walker. Walker shovels it to Meske. He'll go with a deep 3, and it's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound tip right to Mitchell, who scores. Mitchell with 13 points. Right place, right time. 26-23, Quincy leads. Tenhouse in transition, goes to the hoop, and a blocking foul called on Mitchell. Basket good for Tenhouse. Tenhouse got the ball, went with a power dribble. Mitchell came over to try and draw the charge flop, and the official didn't buy the flop. Tenhouse with the hoop, and he'll go to the line to try and complete the 3-point play. Tenhouse with 3 points in the game. Mitchell has his second personal. 16 foul on the Panthers. Tenhouse at the line to try and complete the 3-point play. He does. Reagan Tenhouse, 2 out of 3 from the line tonight. 4 points in the game. Quincy leads it 29-23. Just over a minute played, 4th quarter. Meske tries to spin away from the defender, and then it's stolen away by Bland. Just took it right away from Meske. 10 turnovers on UT. Here's Elby beating Webb off the dribble, goes right wing to Gay, right back to Lincoln Elby. Quincy has to be smart here in the 4th quarter with their half-court set. Tenhouse catches between the circles, gets it to Bland mid-post, wheels on Zinke, goes up strong, missed it. Weak side rebound, Mitchell for UT. Good strong move by Bland, it just wouldn't go down for him. Walker, reverse dribble, throws it away. Elby with the steal. Over the top finds Tenhouse. Tenhouse 3-on-2. Tenhouse will go left wing to Job. Sets his feet. Fires to 3. Short. And the rebound belongs to Mitchell for UT. He'll take off the other way. And another nickel dime pushing foul on Quincy. Not a whole lot of contact on these fouls for the Blue Devils, but they're getting whistled. I think the foul was on Lincoln Elby, but we'll wait and see. Job gets called for the foul. His second, team's 5th. Timeout UT. It's a full timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break. Quincy leads 29-23. 6:14 left to go in the game on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Scott and I purchased these 2 rocking chairs, our intention was to rock together on our porch in our old age. But when Scott was diagnosed with cancer, our lives drastically changed. When discussing Scott's final wishes, we decided the best choice was Hanson Spear Funeral Home. We liked the home-like setting, and we knew we could trust the Spear family to honor our wishes with a personalized video and the Bible Scott used daily. Hanson Spear even arranged a special time for our granddaughters who were having a difficult time. They took care of everything.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family. And that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
Quincy leads United Township 29-23. UT has used 2 timeouts. Quincy has yet to use a timeout. Inbounds pass comes to Alec Austin, who's in the game for UT. He will hand it off to Nathan Hurt. They join Grant Webb, Nate Zinke, and Lamont Mitchell. Austin catches far sideline. Back to Hurt. He'll line up a 3 high arcer. That's no good. Zinke has the rebound for UT. Bodies up on Bland. Turns, gets it to Hurt, who finds Mitchell. Left wing 3 on the way. Is short. Rebound goes to Hurt for UT. He gets it to Austin. Austin trying to get it around Elby. Tries to split 2 defenders. Does, and gets it to Hurt. Hurt will slow things down. Cross-court pass gets around Job to Webb. Now Mitchell with it. Along the baseline to Austin. Austin double teams. Splits 2 defenders. Flips it up top to Webb. Right wing now Hurt. Ball fake. Can't penetrate. Gets to Webb. Webb will get around 2 defenders. Fan out to the wing. Get it to Hurt. Right wing 3 on the way. Long. Rebound. Loose. And it belongs to UT. Then that player lost, and another reaching foul called on Lincoln Elby. Usually you see you're getting your money's worth with these fouls, but Quincy is getting called for just brushes against the skin. That's Elby's 3rd, all in this half. 16 foul on Quincy. We'll shoot free throws the rest of the way on any foul. Mitchell catches the inbound, rises and scores. Mitchell with 15 of UT's 25 points. It's a 29-25 Quincy lead. 5:15 left to go in the game. Elby walks across the timeline, stumbles a bit, gets it to Gay left wing. Further on the wing, Tenhouse. Up the sideline, Gay. Middle of the floor, Lincoln Elby. Right wing, Jacob Job. Middle of the floor, Elby. High post, Parker Bland. Left side of the offense. Further on the wing, Cameron Gay. High post, Bland to Tenhouse. Tenhouse wants to go to Elby. Elby being guarded by Austin. Elby shakes Austin long enough to catch the pass. Elby sizes up Austin and has it on the right wing. Crosses over, gets it to Job. Job gets fouled on a little trip with a knee on UT, so Job will shoot the 1 and bonus. Zinke called for the foul for sticking out his leg. His 3rd personal, 7th team foul. Jake Job will be at the line to shoot the 1 and bonus. Job's first free throws tonight. He's 3 of 7 on the season. Isaiah Sims will check in. Apparently he has the nickname Ziggy. Job takes the ball from the official, pantomimes the shot, dribbles, fires, makes. Job has 7 points in the game. Quincy leads it 30-25. Again, Job takes it from the official, puts it in his right hip, dribbles 3 times, fires, and it rims out. Rebound Mitchell for UT. 30-25 Quincy leads, 4:38 left to go in the game. Walker near sideline. Back into the game, rises, cross-court pass, finds Austin. High post Zinke, 14-footer on the way. Zinke, too strong, gets his own rebound though. Gets it to Austin, 17-footer from the wing, too strong. Elby had the rebound, lost out of bounds, they say, off of UT. And I think Elby actually lost that one off his fingertips, but the Devils get the call. 4:25 left in the game, Quincy leads 30-25. Devils are getting pounded on the defensive boards though. Second chance opportunities galore for UT, and they not really are taking advantage of it. Elby with some stress, caught the ball in the inbounds, now gets it across the timeline. They're trying to get the ball out of Elby's hands. He gets the 10 out. 10 out spins on Zinke. Jump hook will roll home. Reagan 10 out with 6 points, 4 in the quarter. And Quincy leads at 32-25 with 4:05 left in the game. Mitchell across the timeline. Stops. High post to Zims. Fumbles it, gets it to Walker. Ball fake, penetrate. Took it all the way to the hoop. No, he kicks it out to Austin for a corner 3 that rims out. And again, offensive board for UT and a reaching foul. No, we have a jump ball. Yes, a jump ball called. It'll belong to UT. I thought they were going to call another reaching foul on Quincy, but it's a jump ball. Belongs to the Panthers. On the offensive end, Walker will inbound along the baseline. 3:54 left in the game. Quincy leads 32-25. Austin catches the inbounds pass, takes it to the top of the offense. He'll shovel it to Mitchell. Mitchell still on the right side of the offense. Joe comes out to greet him. Right wing pass to Walker. Deep three from just inside the sideline, and he hits it. Deontay Walker with his second three of the game. 10 points for Walker, and it's a 32-28 Quincy lead. LB double team near sideline. Splits the two defenders, and a timeout called by Coach Douglas. A full timeout will take it with them. 32-28 Quincy leads. 3:30 left to go in the game. Back in 1 minute on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
Let's say you got a golfer in the family and you just don't know what to get him. He's got bags, he's got shoes, he's got new clubs he just bought 2 weeks ago. He's just went in there, just bought a pull card note yesterday. But I know he likes golf, and I just don't know what to get. So here, I got a perfect solution for you. It's called a gift certificate. We can make the gift certificate any denomination that you want, and it's always good here at R&R Golf. Bah humbug! I don't care. You know what? If you want to see the latest style, you just want to see the Skechers golf shoe here at R&R Golf. This is spikeless, leather, and they're selling for $84.99 here at R&R Golf. Brand new on the market.
Blue Devil ball at midcourt after their first time out of the game, and Jobe finds Elby, who goes right back to Jacob Jobe. Quincy leads 32-28, 3:25 left to go in the game. Elby catches and gets it to Jobe right wing. High post, Lincoln Elby. He'll fan on the dribble toward left wing, free throw line extended. Picks up his dribble, goes high post to Cameron Gay. Gay gets a screen, and what do we have? Traveling on Cameron Gay as he went past the screen. He tried a back pass to the wing and got called for shuffling his feet. 11 turnovers on Quincy, same on UT. 32-28 Blue Devils lead, 3:10 left to go in the game. Mitchell in backcourt against the 1-3-1 Blue Devil defense. Here's Walker, steps and travel with it on the pass. We have met the enemy, and it is both teams. 3:03 left in the game as the teams exchange turnovers. Unforced errors as well, really. Elby catches in backcourt, Walker all over him. Elby gets a double high post screen, doesn't really use either one. Now gets a screen from 10 outs, takes it to midcourt, dribbles with the right hand. Under 3 minutes to play in the game. Quincy leads 32-28. Elby trying to beat a double team, does so, gets it to Jobe. Jobe will take it middle of the floor. Hesitate, try and drive, and what do we have? A push off on Jacob Jobe. Offensive foul, player control foul, his third personal. 17th foul on Quincy. So 2:40 left to go in the game. Quincy's turned it over their last two trips down the floor. Jobe with a player control foul. 32-28 Devils lead. Here's a cross-court pass that barely reaches Mitchell, who fires the three and gets fouled afterwards by Lincoln Elby. Elby picks up his fourth foul, and Mitchell will shoot 3 free throws. Lincoln Elby has 4 fouls all in this half. And he fouls Mitchell after the deep three just in front of the student body of United Township. So Mitchell will shoot 3. He is a 73% free throw shooter, 11 out of 15. First one brick. Lopez, I believe, will check in for the Panthers after this free throw attempt, unless he's coming in for Mitchell, which I highly doubt. Second free throw out of 3 for Mitchell. Good. Now 12 out of 17 on the year. Mitchell has 16 points. Walker has 10. Those two players have 26 of the 29 Panther points. Third free throw, good by Mitchell. 17 points for Mitchell. It's a 2-point Quincy lead at 32-30. Elby down the sideline, fans Cameron Gay. Middle of the floor, Jobe. Jobe waits for Elby to come set up the offense. Coach Douglas calls out the offensive set. Elby pivots, takes it towards right wing. Picked up on the switch now by Lopez. Elby will bring it back middle of the floor. That allows Walker to get back on Elby. Elby will take it left wing, get it to Cameron Gay. Gay doesn't really use the screen from 10 outs, gets it back to Elby. 2 minutes left to go in the game. Quincy leads 32-30. Bland sets a screen for Elby. Elby still has it, spins, gets it to Jobe at the jump circle, right back to Elby inside the timeline. Elby with a ball fake, picks up his dribble. Cross-court pass is deflected. Bland comes away with it, goes up with the right hand and scores. Bland did a good job to stay with that pass. Dangerous pass, but Bland gets his first basket of the game. He has 3 points. It's a 34-30 Quincy lead. 95 seconds left. Fancy pass by Webb to Walker. Wing three, short. Elby has the rebound for Quincy. Blue Devils lead at 34-30. Elby in transition, cut off by Walker. Elby will spin away, protecting the ball, get it across the timeline, shovel it to Gay. Gay will get it back to Elby. 80 seconds left in the game. Quincy leads 34-30. Gay catches inside the three-point arc, gets fouled, and they finally call it. Lopez called for the push. Cameron Gay will shoot the one in bonus. Second foul on Lopez. Cameron Gay, 3 out of 6 from the line this year. A minute 17 left in the game. 34-30, Quincy leads. Gay takes his time. Goes around the world behind his back. Spins it, shoots it, rims out. Lopez with the rebound for UT. Mitchell will walk it up towards the right sideline. Now cross court he finds Grant Webb. Webb across the timeline, takes it to the wing, loses it on the dribble. It's out of bounds. It'll belong to Quincy. It should, but they say Gay touched it, and he didn't. And Lincoln Elby tells Cameron Gay, just grab it. But Gay thought it went off the dribbler, which it did. Webb was out of control, but the official thought Gay touched it. Says it's UT ball. They fire it cross court to Meskey. He rises for a corner three, no good. Tenhouse has the defensive board for Quincy. Double team to Reagan Tenhouse. Dribbles out of it and gets hacked by Lamont Mitchell. And the student body can't believe they called that hack. And that was the worst reaching foul of the game here in the second half. And Quincy's been called for like 5 nickel diamonds. So Tenhouse will shoot the one in bonus. Lamont Mitchell picks up his third personal, 19th foul. Tenhouse will shoot the one in bonus. Dade will check in. 58 seconds left to go in the game. Tenhouse, 2 out of 3 from the line tonight. Tenhouse goes through his dribble routine. Deep breath. And he makes the free throw using a lot of rim. 35-30 Quincy leads. 58 seconds left to go in the contest. Tenhouse. Deep breath. Fired. Misses. Rebound Mitchell for UT. 35-30. Quincy leads it. Panther ball. Mitchell trying to split 2 defenders. Timeout UT. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here with 51 seconds left to go in this game. Quincy leads 35-30. Quincy's missed 3 free throws here in the fourth quarter. Last scores that Paul Erickson could report to me. Rock Island up big over Rock Island Alleman, which is absolutely no surprise. 65-34, the Rocks lead it. And last score Paul could find was at the half in the Galesburg-Moline game with the Silver Streaks up 21-19. So no surprise. Tight game for Galesburg and Moline. A blowout for Rock Island over Alleman. And a tight game here at the Panther Den with Quincy leading 35-30. 51 seconds left in the contest. Lincoln Elby has 4 personal fouls for Quincy. Jacob Job has 3. They're the only Blue Devils in foul trouble. Lamont Mitchell has 3. Nate Zinke has 3 for UT. Next foul by UT will put Quincy in the double bonus. Quincy has 18 fouls. Inbounds pass goes in the backcourt to Deontay Walker. They'll bring it across the timeline. Trying to spin away from Job, does so with a bounce pass to Mitchell. Mitchell gets a screen. Mitchell splits 2 defenders, a runner, and he leaves it short, and Bland has the defensive board for Quincy. Bland dribbled out of trouble, and a timeout called by Quincy's Andy Douglas, a 30-second timeout. So a couple of big rebounds the last 2 trips by Quincy, one by Reagan Tenhouse and one by Parker Bland, after Quincy was doing a rather poor job of getting defensive boards there for the middle part of this second half. But Quincy calls timeout, leading 35-30. With 37 seconds left, it'll be Quincy ball in backcourt after this timeout. Quincy has 3 timeouts left, so does United Township. UT has a 30 left, as does Quincy. And surprisingly, some folks are starting to leave the gym. That makes absolutely no sense. It's a 35-30 Quincy lead with 37 seconds left. Elby, Cameron Gay, Jacob Joe, Parker Bland on the floor. Reagan Tenhouse will inbound at the baseline for Quincy. Elby being double teamed. Devils trying to free up Lincoln Elby, and a 5-second call on Quincy. They double teamed Lincoln Elby, and nobody else from Quincy would come get the ball. 13 turnovers on the Blue Devils. And it will be UT ball underneath their own basket, trailing 35-30, and no time went off the clock. Here's a pass deflected, but Meskey comes away with it. Meskey stumbles, gets it to Lamont Mitchell, middle of the floor. Mitchell goes right wing to Meskey. Deep three. Jacob Meskey, no good. Rebound caught by Tenhouse, and he pitches it down floor to Job, who has to race to catch up to it in the corner and doesn't even look at the basket and gets grabbed by Deontay Walker. Jacob Meskey put up about a 25-footer right in front of his bench just inside the far sideline. The ball was short. Parker Bland almost goaltended it because he went up for the rebound. But the Devils got the rebound, pitched it down court, and the pass was ahead of Job, who tracked it down in the corner and now goes to the line and makes his first free throw. Job with 8 points, 2 free throws in this quarter. And Quincy leads at 36-30. I didn't pick up who the foul was on for UT, but it was their 10th team foul. Job will shoot the second of this two-shot foul with 22 seconds left. Quincy up 37-30. Job makes both. 3 out of 4 from the line tonight for Jacob Job. Whistles, and what do we have? Timeout, Quincy. It's a full timeout. We'll take a final 1-minute break for this ballgame. Quincy leads 37-30 with 22 seconds left on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Andy Douglas became the head coach of the Quincy High Blue Devils, he wanted a fresh start and a new look, starting with a locker room. The first place he called was Landmarks. You're looking at the finished product. Wall picks, logos, inspirational quotes, and even window treatments. Each application was custom designed and installed by Landmarks right here in Quincy.
The window treatments are one of my favorite parts. They got kind of the wood feel. We're able to see out and see what's going on in the locker room, and the players can't see in, so that's kind of a special thing. But it has one of our favorite quotes on it: the image of one projects the image of all. It's a quote that we use with our program, our players. But again, it's a great addition to our locker room. It adds a lot of spice to it.
Wall picks, screen printing, embroidering, vehicle wraps. Let Landmarks give your home or office or locker room a fresh new look. Landmarks, make your mark.
Action. Here's a pass from Deontay Walker along the baseline that's poked out of bounds by Quincy. It'll be Panther ball with Quincy leading this ball game 37-30, 16 seconds left in said game. Tim Kinship with you on this Friday evening from the Panther Den. Walker looking for an inbound receiver, has to go all the way to midcourt to Taylor Lopez, who gets to Walker, who gets it to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to free himself, fires a way deep three that draws nothing but glass, and a foul on Alec Austin on Reagan Tenhouse rebound. So Quincy looks like they're going to come away with a victory, and that will be 6 straight over United Township. Austin called for the foul. His second. Double bonus already for Quincy. Reagan Tenhouse will be at the line to shoot 2 with 8 seconds left, and Quincy leads 37-30. Tenhouse, deep breath, free throw. Good. Tenhouse 3 of 4 from the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. He has 8 points in the game. Second free throw from Tenhouse to make it a 9-point Quincy lead. Good. Quincy leads it 39-30. Walker, far sideline. Bounce pass, finds Austin. One dribble, fires the shot that's partially blocked. Tenhouse had the rebound knocked out of bounds. They say off of Tenhouse. He didn't just throw the ball out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds, but apparently they say it went off of Tenhouse. Lincoln Elby's on the bench, by the way, with his 4 fouls. Here's a quick inbounds to Mitchell, who chucks it at the rim, no good, and that'll do it for the ball game. Quincy comes to the Panther Den and posts a 39-30 victory over United Township. Blue Devils are now 4-2 on the season and 1-1 in the Western Big Six. UT falls to 4-3, 0-2 in the conference. Wow, they turned the scoreboard off in the blink of an eye. 39-30, Quincy wins it. Back in 2 minutes. Blue Devil basketball, 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Amy's brother passed away, her family went to Hanson Spear Funeral Home.
It's not about, the death of the family member. It's about celebrating a life. They're very family oriented as well. They're, traditional, and they want to make you feel like, you're almost, part of the family. And that's what we really liked. If I had to sum up Hanson Spear in a word, it would be compassionate and loyal. It would be like family.
It's coming to Quincy, and it's a game changer. Fiber is the fastest technology available, and Adams is bringing fiber to the home. Nothing else compares to fiber, and Adams will be connecting Quincy neighborhoods to this lightning-fast internet and telephone service with no gimmick pricing and local service. Find out how your neighborhood can become a fiberhood. Just take the quick survey at followthefiber.net. Adams, the better and now faster way to connect.
Let's say you got a golfer in the family and you just don't know what to get him. He's got bags, he's got shoes, he's got new clubs he just bought 2 weeks ago. He's just went in there, just bought a pull card note yesterday. But I know he likes golf and I just don't know what to get. So here, I got a perfect solution for you. It's called a gift certificate. We can make the gift certificate any denomination that you want, and it's always good here at R&R Golf.
Around here, people matter, and relationships are built on trust. That's the way it is at Town & Country Bank. Real people who like things simple, honest, and done right. And our roots are right here, so we're truly local. If you already do business with us, then you know how good banking can be. And if you're not, well, maybe you should. Town & Country Bank. You'll like how we do business.
Part of the HNB Bank family.
And actually, probably won this game at the free throw line down the stretch, believe it or not, folks. But Quincy did a pretty good job at the charity stripe tonight. Come away with a 9-point victory, 39-30. Before we take the commercial break, Paul Erickson informs me that Rock Island, in fact, defeated Rock Island Alleman by the final of 81-48. And Galesburg went crazy behind the three-point line in the third quarter, outscored Moline 23-6 in the third quarter. Galesburg led after three quarters, 44-25 over Moline. So it looks like the Silver Streaks will come to Blue Devil Gym next week with a 2-0 record in the conference and so far undefeated on the season. Not sure if Galesburg has a game tomorrow night or not. But Galesburg leading Moline, and Rock Island defeats Rock Island Alleman. Here Quincy defeats United Township 39-30. Back in 30 seconds with the scoring on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Fred's wife passed away.
Federated Insurance is a lot like the family businesses we help protect. For 105 years and counting, Federated has shared the common values that have served our clients well. Federated Insurance, it's our business to protect yours.
Call Tony Reese in Quincy at 223-4623.
Your State Farm agent, Charles Schultz, can help get you to a better state. From cost to coverage, Charles can develop a plan just for you.
This is Charles Schultz. Call me at 224-6665 or drop by my office next to County Market at 48th and Broadway, and together we'll review your insurance needs.
13 points, and Lincoln Elby did not score in the fourth quarter. Reagan Tenhouse had 9 points, 8 in the fourth quarter. Cameron Gay with a basket in the third quarter, 2 points, 9 points for Jacob Job. 3 free throws, 3 out of 4 in the fourth quarter for Mr. Job. 3 points from Parker Bland, a big hoop in the fourth quarter. 2 points from Mike Dade, both free throws in the first quarter. And Clayton Wyrather split 2 free throws in the third quarter for the Blue Devil total of 39. 4 players scored for United Township. Lamont Mitchell, game high score, with 17 points. 10 for Deontay Walker, a basket for Jacob Meske, and a free throw from Taylor Lopez. That's it. That's the total for United Township. 17 for Mitchell, 10 for Walker, 2 for Meske, a free throw from Lopez. It was 11-5 Quincy at the end of one. Quincy ended up going on a 14-0 run before UT scored in the second quarter. Blue Devils led at 21-10 at the half, led 26-21 at the end of 3, and Quincy wins it by the final of 39-30. So the Blue Devils are now 4-2 on the season, 1-1 in the conference, and UT falls to 4-3, 0-2 in the Western Big Six. UT has lost their last 2 games, obviously, in conference. And I think they won their last non-conference game. So they're on a 2-game losing streak, and Quincy breaks a 2-game losing streak here today with a victory over United Township. Coach Douglas is headed our way, but he's down at one end of the gym getting a hug from some Quincy fan. And he's working his way towards me, I believe. unless he's going to do the opposite of what he did last week, in which case I will not be happy. Last week, Coach Douglas talked to me and forgot about the other Quincy station. Tonight, he's going to the other Quincy station first. I got his attention, thank goodness. I broke Brock Hansmeyer's heart, though, in the process. Quincy wins at 39-30. The Stat Sheet Show brought to you by Hanson Spear Funeral Home, and the Coach's Postgame Show brought to you by McDonald's and First Bankers Trust. Tell you what, you stand over there, and we'll do it this way. We'll take a 1-minute break, come back and talk to Coach Douglas here on 103.9 The Fox and QuincyJournal.com.
When Andy Douglas became the head coach of the Quincy High Blue Devils, he wanted a fresh start and a new look, starting with the locker room. The first place he called was Landmarks. You're looking at the finished product. Wall picks, logos, inspirational quotes, and even window treatments. Each application was custom designed and installed by Landmarks right here in Quincy.
The window treatments are one of my favorite parts. They got kind of the wood feel. We're able to see out and see what's going on in the locker room, and the players can't see in, so that's kind of a special thing. But it has one of our favorite quotes on it, the image of one projects the image of all. It's a quote that we use with our program, our players. But again, it's a great addition to our locker room. It adds a lot of spice to it.
Wall picks, screen printing, embroidering, vehicle wraps. Let Landmarks give your home or office or locker room a fresh new look. Landmarks, make your mark.
In East Moline, Illinois, Quincy defeats United Township 39-30. Tim Kincher joined by head coach Andy Douglas on this Friday evening. Congratulations, sir. Your first Western Big Six Conference coaching victory. Wasn't pretty, but boy, your kids showed some toughness down the stretch.
They really did. I'm really proud of their effort. I thought first half we played unbelievable basketball. I thought defensively we flocked to the ball. We did a really good job of covering, only giving up 10 points. And then the second half, we said it's going to be a game of runs, and that was one of the things we put up on the board for keys of the game. We got to withstand runs. That's our runs and theirs, and they weren't going to stay flat the entire night, and they came out, played really well, and we were able to stand it and withstand it. And I thought the attitude of our guys the entire way through when we were up, and then when they were making their comeback was great tonight.
I just told you as you got up here, I thought the defensive rebounding was going to kill you there in the middle part of the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth quarter. It just seemed like you couldn't get a hold of the ball, but they kept missing shots, and you guys kept battling.
It's a tough thing when you're playing a zone. You really don't have a guy you're punishing or boxing out. You're doing it with an area. And long shots equal long rebounds. And they shot a lot of long ones, and it was, it could have bounced one inch another way and we would have been there, but it didn't. But again, our guys, I thought they did a really good job of recovering after the fact, after they gave up some.
And, like I say, you guys weren't rebounding the ball very well there down the stretch, but then Tenhouse went up in traffic and got a big rebound, and Bland had a couple of fourth-quarter rebounds as well.
Really big, really big. Those two guys they've been solid for us the entire year, and we needed them down the stretch to bring in a couple with those two guys. And then also Lincoln, right baseline with a nice tip out, and then throw ahead to Jake, and he ended up getting fouled. So I thought they were able to play down the stretch under pressure, and it's good for our guys to go through that. And again, some other guys stepped up and made plays tonight, which was good to see.
12 out of 17 from the free throw line.
Practice makes better. I'll say that. Practice makes better. It's not exactly where we want to be, but again, down the stretch, I thought they got to the free throw line and they shot it with confidence.
And you told me before the game on the pregame show about UT getting to the free throw line. You go 17 free throws, they only shoot 5.
Yeah, it was a change of pace, and I know for them and for us. I mean, we said we wanted to establish more of an inside game. We didn't score a ton there, but we got it there. I thought Lincoln had a pass to Parker Bland in the short corner in the first half, and he got a direct kick out to Jake Jobe for a 3, and Reagan got to the line a couple times there. So I thought we did a better job of being more aggressive inside.
And aggressive. You could tell in the first half that UT didn't know what quite to do with your half-court defense. You extended a little bit the three-quarter court, but it took them a full half to really get their bearings going against your defense.
That's the type of aggression we need, and it's smart aggression. It's not going in and getting so close that the referee has to make a call on a foul. And I thought Jake did a really good job running the point. He used his length a lot And then we had some guys on the weak side that read some passes out of it. So that is something that I knew would take the longest time to for them to adjust to, and they're slowly but surely getting it.
And you would think that it would be fun, and you could be more aggressive in the defense that you want to play.
We live off of deflections. I mean, we don't talk a ton about steals. We talk about getting hands on the ball, getting our feet on the ball, and our guys thrive off of that. And I thought we did that a ton tonight. I'll be eager to see what our deflection total was.
Tomorrow night you get Springfield. You know Obadiah Church is a beast underneath, and they have the Nelson kid out front. They're a tough ball club.
They are. They're really they're playing solid. Played a tough one against Southeast the other night. Ended up losing to them by a few, but it's always tough going there and playing.
Quincy never plays well there. Did you play well there?
I always played well.
Well, that's true. Where's my head?
It's a tough place to play, especially when you come off of a game like this. It's going to be important for our guys to get off to a quality start and play solid basketball throughout.
And you got to talk to the Elby family. What they're doing scheduling December weddings, and Lincoln Elby can't be there tomorrow night. There has to be an investigation.
I mean, we need a jet. That's what we need to get him to fly him out there. But congratulations to her, and it's tough scheduling part, but it's not good that he's not going to be with us, but it's good that he's with his family in that time.
Enjoy the victory. We'll see
Thanks
you tomorrow night.
Appreciate it.
That's Coach Andy Douglas on the postgame show, brought to you by McDonald's and by First Bankers Trust, as Quincy wins it by the final of 39-30. Quincy now 4-2 on the season, 1-1 in the conference. UT now 4-3 in the season, 0-2 in the Western Big Six. Rock Island winners tonight, 81-48 over Alleman, and Galesburg was up big at the end of three quarters, 44-25, and one would think the Silver Streaks would not blow a 19-point fourth quarter lead. Quincy wins it here tonight, 39-30. We'll be in Springfield tomorrow night, 6:30 the scheduled tip-off. We'll be on the air just past 6 o'clock with a pregame show. For Alex Goff from QuincyJournal.com, for our producer Paul Erickson, and for the on assignment Matt Longo, this is Tim Kincher saying good night from East Moline, Illinois. Quincy wins it 39-30.